And you've just heard Into the Light, taken from ODIA's new album, Prize Fighter. And I'm so pleased to be joined by Stuart from ODIA now. Hello, Stuart.
Hi, Ali. How are you?
I'm really well. Good to see you again.
You too.
What can you tell us about Prize Fighter? Because it's a cracking album.
Thanks, Ali. The album is out to the masses. It's available on Spotify or our own Bandcamp page and Amazon and all these sorts of places. But essentially, it's a follow-up from an original single and an EP that was basically a lockdown project. Grown Arms and Legs, and here we are, a full 9-track album later. So I'm absolutely buzzing. Yeah.
It's a real fusion of styles, as the EP Home was, but
yep.
And genres as well. How did it, and I guess for people who don't know, how did the band come together? Because it's interesting story. As you say, it's a lockdown. It began as a lockdown project.
Absolutely. Basically, sort of, when lockdown hit, I wanted to get some recording done, had some extra time. I mean, my background is mainly sort of pop and rock drumming. But being Scottish and that, I've always had an interest in our cultural musical heritage, so to speak. So dipped my toes in the sort of folk and trad world. And yeah, just obviously because we were all locked down, there was no way of meeting up with musicians and booking studios and all this sort of stuff. So I hit the internet and came across two wonderful musicians, one based in Malaysia, Philippe, and Perrin, who's based in Lyon in France. Reached out to them with a couple of original demos and it just went from there basically. So yeah, we've been getting on great, and yeah, as you say, it's a complete fusion. Perrin on fiddle comes from jazz and classical fiddle styles. Philippe is a sort of highly trained musician as well, and in-demand session musician, doing a lot of like brass music, so or brass in general. So he can, again, does a lot of jazz and funk and pop and all this sort of stuff, as well as his sort of traditional music that he really loves, doing whistle and flute and all this sort of stuff. So it's a real mashup, really.
And you know, you say you did the EP Home, and that's 4 tracks, and it was a great EP. I really loved it. Prize Fighter's taken things to, for me anyway, it's taken things to another level.
Right.
Clear that you've been kind of getting on it. It must have been really hard work to do, because you must have continued to work remotely. Have you met yet?
We've not met in person. It's unbelievable. We've still never jammed or played in a room together. So that's probably what's keeping a bit of interest from other people as well. You know, like, how is this sort of happening? Yeah, I guess it's just testament to, you know, the musicians at Philippe and Perrin. They can take my ideas, take my demos, my rough demos, by the way, and just sort of turn them into their own music as well, you know. So, but fingers crossed we'll get together one of these days and get some shows booked, you know.
Well, so did it continue to work as it had on the original EP, that you just did that and they worked on them and back and forward? Because as I say, these seem to me to be of a kind of, do you think these are of another level? When you listen back to the songs on Prize Fighter, do you think, yeah, this is taking it to somewhere a bit different?
Yes. I mean, I'm still maturing and learning as well in terms of being a songwriter and a producer and an engineer and all that sort of stuff. Because up until lockdown, I was essentially a sort of session musician myself, just turning up as a drummer and playing, and everybody else was handling the sort of songwriting side or writing lyrics or, you know, the production and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, as you said, to you, it's another level. So, yeah, maybe that's me sort of maturing slightly, and also the relationship with myself, Perrin and Philippe is obviously grown as well, and we're probably becoming more in tune with each other's styles and writing parts that we think would work for each other. And yeah, it's a real interesting relationship that's formed, you know.
I think you can hear your own, as you were saying, you're interested in Scottish folk and stuff, and then you've got the more world music that maybe the other two bring, which is kind of non-Scottish for one. Are there other influences on it that maybe people haven't picked up on?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, my main thing was always sort of rock music and kind of heavier style of music.
So that affects your drumming. Yeah, that's kind of influences a lot of your drumming.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll probably hear that in some of the tracks, like Into the Light that you've just played. It's quite a kind of soft, gentle song, but in the background I'm bashing away in cymbals and toms and rocking out basically. So it's a bit random, but that's just my natural instinct of what to do. And
it really works as well, because you're right, you've got this real kind of focused drumming and this the other kind of really softer, intricate music being played.
Yeah. It's basically because there's no one on the other side of the control room saying, Stuart, stop playing that heavy drum beat, you know, we want something a bit more Ringo Starr-esque or something.
There'd be somebody in there saying, just turn the drums down a wee bit more.
Aye, exactly. So, yeah, people will either love it or hate it, I think.
Oh, I think most people will love it. And ideally, I think you would want these songs to be played live, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm desperate. We all are. The problem is Philippe and Perrin are so in demand as well in their hometowns or their home cities. You know, these guys are booked up like a year in advance, if not more. So I'm kind of a wee bit the same with some of my gigging schedule. So yeah, we'll get there though. It's a slow process, but we've built a good sort of an EP, an album. You know, we're getting some good music together. And as you say, we are desperate to get out there and play it live, you know.
Because I presume what's happening in their home countries, similar to what's happening here, is suddenly there's this huge demand for live music again and people wanting to see things.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just trying to get our interests and get our bookings into the diary before anything else. I think that's the key. But as you say, the lockdown's been building up so much. Everybody's just desperate to get musicians, you know. So, but we'll get there.
And is that the same for yourself? Are you back out playing again?
Yeah, kind of doing different gigs, out and about and stuff like that. So, I mean, I got asked to cover for another drummer. When was it? Like the 18th of June this year. And I said, I can't, I'm already playing. And I gave him a list of like 10 other guys. And he says, I've already asked like 6 of these guys. It's just,
wow.
Aye, everybody's just totally booked up June and July this year. It's crazy. It's good though. It's good that we're all back and out playing again. You know?
It is, yeah. But from a punter's point of view, I have to say there's been a few weekends in Glasgow where the choice of gigs to go to has just been, you know, you just don't know where to turn.
Absolutely. That's good though. It's better to have that option than not.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So what's next for yourself and for the band, if you can say?
Yeah, good question. So, as I said, the album's sort of out and we're just sort of basically been a wee bit quiet the last sort of week or so. Everything kind of came to a head just in terms of getting all the press and the artworks and all these sort of things and getting CDs ordered and all that. Very highly stressful. But I've got it, it's all done. So we're just kind of chilling out. I do have a follow-up single that's basically it's not finished, but the arrangement and all that's there. So there'll be something coming out this year for definite as a wee follow-up. And then we'll go from there. I mean, there's been a lot of interest about booking us for gigs and stuff, but a lot of the dates are just not worked out yet. So we'll see what happens. But I think we'll just keep writing music because we're having so much fun doing it. As you can hear, I mean, a lot of it's gelling quite quickly and coming together. So I think another album, without a doubt, next year. And yeah, maybe try and get like a manager or an events booker, someone that can take that off of my plate a wee bit and just get something organised for us, you know.
Well, that sounds great because you know, I can't wait. I've already just heard Prize Fighter, and I can't wait to hear what you do next. I will play another track from it in a moment, Stuart, but thanks very much for taking the time to have a chat. It was good to see you.
You too, Ali. Thank you so much.
And this is ODIA and Papillon.